Hello my dear students, in this video we will see how to calculate address of an individual element in a two-dimensional array if base address is given or if base address is known. In our last video we have already seen that how a two-dimensional array is represented or is implemented in a memory. We have discussed about there are two techniques of implementing a 2D array in memory. One is row measure addressing technique. Second one is column measure addressing technique. Now today we will extend that topic, that if the base address is given or if base address is known, then how can we calculate address of a particular element. Now suppose we have an array known as A. It is a two-dimensional array. Now the maximum row size, this is called row size, which is m. Now let us assume m equal to 4 and maximum column size n is equals to 5. So if there are m cross n element, that means 5 cross 4, then there will be a total of 20 elements. So row wise there are 4 rows and column wise we have 5 columns. So in total we have 20 elements. But we know that this is just a logical view, because our memory, actual memory, is simply a linear collection of memory cells. So in actual memory, the array 2D array is not represented like a table, rather they are represented like a one-dimensional collection of elements. But we treat that elements in the form of a table like this. So we have two techniques. Either we can go for row measure addressing scheme or we can go for column measure addressing scheme. Now suppose now in this array base element is this one. My first element is known as base element, which is A11. This one is row index. The first row index is 1 and column index is also 1. This one is 1 1. So this one is base element. Now definitely address of this particular location will be known as base address. Okay. Now if we know the base address, then how can we calculate address of any other element? That is what our objective is. Okay. So that means how to find out address of a ij. Ij means an element whose row index is I and the column index is j. Now we can say what is the address of element 3 cross 4 or 3 4. So if I is equal to 3 and j is equal to 4, then we want to find out address of this location. Now how do we calculate the address of this element if we know the base address? Now since we know that array means all the elements must have similar data type, that means each of these elements that you see must have same memory size or same word length. Now let us assume that size of each element is w bytes. We don't know what is the value of w, because the value of this w means the value of a particular size of a single individual location can be identified from its data type. So if it is integer, if the array is integer array, then definitely size of each word will be 2 byte. If it is a floating point array, size of each word will be 4 byte. So w will vary depending upon the data type. Now let us try to find a formula in order to know the address of ij element, ith row and jth column. Now we have two type of addressing scheme. One is row measure, one is column measure. So first we will create the formula for row measure. So how? That means row measure addressing. So that means if the array is implemented in row measure, then what should be the formula of calculating the address of Aij? So I can write address of Aij equals to, how we can calculate. Now let me explain you the trick. Definitely, first we need base address. This one is the base address. Now suppose we want to calculate address of this particular cell, that is third row. This one is this element. What is the row number? 3. So the value of I here, the value of I must be 3, and what is the column index? 4. So that means value of j must be 4. So I want to find out address of A34. So A34 means, to calculate its location, what we need to find out how many cells or how many memory words are already available before this particular cell. Now if we are using row measure, that means in actual memory the elements will be consecutively available row by row. That means all the elements of the first row. So in the first row there are 5 elements, then all elements of the second row, another 5 elements, so total is 10 elements. And in the third row, we are at the third row, and third row there are 3 elements, 1, 2, 3. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 elements are there. So 13 into W, so that means base address plus 13 into W. Now how do we find that there are 13 elements before this cell? So to know that, there is a formula. So what is that formula? We have to find out that what is the, since it is a row measure addressing scheme, so first we have to find out what is the row number of the current cell. The current cell row number is I. Here the current cell is 3. So before this cell, how many cells are already completed? How many rows are already completed? 2 rows are already completed. And in each row there are how many elements? In the first row there are 5 elements. In the second row there are 5 elements. So 2 into 5, there will be 10 elements in 2 rows. So how do we know 5? Because it is a column size. So I can write I minus 1 into n. I minus 1 into n plus, so I minus, why I am saying I minus 1? Because I am in the third row and already 2 rows are completed. So 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 into 5 means total 10 cells. Now in the current row means this third row, how many columns or how many cells are already completed? How do we find out? What is the current column number? That is 4. Current column number of this cell is 4. Here I have written it is j. How many columns are already completed? In order to reach to the 4th column, you have to pass 1, 2, 3. 3 rows, 3 columns. So that means plus j minus 1. This total will give me the actual number of consecutive cells that are already present before this cell. So in before this cell there are 5, 10 plus 3, 13 cells. So this formula will give me 13. Then whole into W. W means size of one single element. Sorry, W means size of one single memory cells. This is the formula. This is the formula that will calculate address from the base address. Now similarly, if we implement column measure, this formula will change. Today I will just give you formula, and in the next video I will give you an example to calculate. Now if I will use column measure addressing, instead of row measure I am using column measure, then what is the formula? Okay, now again I want to find out address of Aij. equal to how much? Definitely base address plus. Now, what value we should add along with base address? Now, in the same cell, now in this example, let us take the consideration of same cell. Now, when we say column measure, that means the elements of the array are arranged consecutively, column by column. That means the continuously this first column will present, then continuously second column will present, then continuously third column is present, and then we will reach to the fourth column. And in the fourth column we have these two cells. After these two cells, then the third cells. Okay, so how many total cells are there before this cell? This first column, how many cells are present here? In the first column there are 4 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, because there are 4 rows. In the second column again there are 4 cells, so 4 plus 4, these are 8. In the third column again there are 4 cells, so total are 12 cells. Now in the fourth column our cells are there, our cells that is for which we want to calculate the address is present. Now in the fourth column I have to find out before this how many cells are there. Before this particular cell there are 2 cells. Why 2 cells? Because our row number is 3. We are in the third row. Third row means already 2 rows are completed, so 2. Is that clear? In total there are 14 cells. 4, 4, 8 plus 4, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14 cells. Okay. Now what will be the formula? I have to find out how many cells are there. So 14. So how to find out that 14? Base address plus. Now in column by column we have to find out here what is the column number. Now my column number is J. So J means my column number is 4. So before that how many columns are completed? 1, 2, 3. So I have to say J minus 1 into. In the each column there are 4 elements. So if there are 4 elements in the first column, then in total there will be 12 elements. So now how many rows are there? Into m. J minus 1 into m, because m is my maximum row size, plus what is the current row number of this cell? 3. So how many rows are already completed? 2 rows are completed. So I will write I minus 1, and then after finding this whole into W. Okay, this is what the formula to compute address of any particular element if column measure addressing scheme is used. Is that clear, guys? In next video I will give you some numerical example where I will do some calculations to implement this formula, these two formula, in order to calculate the exact address. Thank you.